Okay, so we're going to be looking at question 6. Most tigers have fur that is orange with black stripes. The orange color is controlled by a single gene. The dominant allele T leads to the production of orange fur, and the recessive allele T leads to the production of white fur. Here I highlighted this sentence because I think that it's going to be important later on when answering the questions. So I highly recommend you to do the same. The black stripes are controlled by a different gene. The dominant allele of this gene, A, leads to the production of stripes, and the recessive allele A leads to the production of unstriped fur. A tiger with white fur and no stripe is called a snowy tiger. Okay, so question 6a. What is meant by a recessive allele? Here, they're just asking us to recall the definition of a key word that you need to remember in inheritance. And as you might know, a recessive allele is an allele that is only expressed in the phenotype when it is homozygous. Here I use two biological terms, phenotype and homozygous, because you want to be able to use as much biological terms as possible when answering these questions in order to show the examiners that you fully understand this topic. Question 6b. A tiger with orange striped fur was heterozygous for the gene for coat color and for the gene for stripes. It was mated with a snowy tiger. Complete the genetic diagram. For the parental genotypes, it says that the orange striped fur tiger was heterozygous for both of the genes, meaning that it must have had the capital letter T, small letter t, and capital letter A and small letter a. And for the snowy tiger here, we need to use the information given in the last sentence here. It says that a snowy tiger has white fur and no stripes. And remember that the white fur is produced by the recessive allele, meaning that the snowy tiger must have two of these recessive alleles in order to have white fur. And in order to have no stripes, it also must have two of these recessive allele A. So small lowercase a. Genotypes of gametes. Remember that gametes are haploid, meaning that they only contain one of the pair of homozygous chromosome. So these are one pair of homozygous chromosomes, and these are another pair. So the gametes must contain one from this and one from this pair. Okay, so looking at different combination, it can be capital letter T, capital letter A, or capital letter T, small letter a, or small letter T, capital letter A, or small letter t, and small letter a. So there's 4 different genotypes of gametes produced. And for the snowy tiger, since it is homozygous for both of the genes, the only combination of chromosomes in the gametes would be small letter t and small letter a. And 4 of these will be produced, but it would be more unnecessary work to write 4 of these down. So just write one of it. Genotypes of offspring is basically the different combinations of the gametes produced by the orange striped tiger and the gametes produced by the snowy tiger. So we're just going to write them down. A or T. So these are the 4 different combinations. So this first offspring is produced by the fertilization of this gamete and this gamete. And then the second one is this one and this one. So it's the same for the last two as well. And the phenotypes of offspring are, for the first one, it contains one of the dominant allele for each of the genes, meaning that it must have orange fur and striped fur. And the second one, it contains the dominant allele, so it must be orange. And since it has two recessive alleles for unstriped fur, it must be unstriped. And for this third offspring, it must be white because it only it contains two recessive alleles for the white fur, and it would be striped because it contains one of the dominant allele. And the last one would be white and unstriped. Okay, so question 6C. Snowy tigers inhabit the same grasslands as orange striped tigers. These grasslands are dominated by very tall grass plants. Snowy tigers are less successful hunters. Suggest why. When talking about the success of these tigers hunting, we must look at the obvious difference between these tigers. So it's pretty obvious that the snowy tiger and the orange striped tigers have different colors, and the snowy tigers are white while the orange tigers are orange, obviously. So this in this context, we can use the fact that the snowy tigers will stand out more in these grasslands since they are brighter color than the orange striped tigers, meaning that when they are trying to hunt, the prey will be able to escape the snowy tigers more, meaning that the snowy tigers will be less successful in hunting. So we can write snowy tigers are less camouflaged in the grassland, meaning that the prey are more likely to avoid them. And that's it. Thank you for listening.